Year 3 of Street Fighter 6 have officially started with Sagat joining the Street Fighter 6 roster, and ever since then, your experience with Street Fighter 6 probably looks like this and a lot of that. And Moore is here to aid you in how you can fight Sagat. Before we get to the actual tips, let's first identify the ranges as we always do. If you're up close like that, we're gonna call that range 1. A little bit further from the jump distance, that is gonna be called range 2. And 3/4 to like full screen, we're gonna call that range 3. Now, if your opponent Sagat is throwing a lot of fireballs, they are probably above 25, so drive impact them, and chances are they're not gonna be able to react. Also go for a lot of drive rush overheads, it's free. But for real though, Sagat's fireballs are pretty weak, as there's very much no reason for the Sagats to use them, but hey, let's assume that they are a firebally Sagats. Now, as you know, there is a low shot that can be blocked while crouching, and there are 2 high shots that if you're ducking, it can go over you. They are highs only. Now, the high Tiger shot have really good frame data, but it can be ducked. Unfortunately, for many of us, the muscle memory for us right now in Street Fighter 6 is to try to parry projectiles, and if you're going for the parry will force you to stand up, so unless you got the perfect parry on the fireball, you are getting the block frame data, which is typically a lot better for Sagat. So if you're at a range where you can react, if you're full screen, don't try to parry this projectile, just down back, let it go over your head. When you are trying to parry it, and say that you're full screen, you're trying to get in and you're trying to parry every fireball, the pushback and the frame advantage will keep you getting pushed back and you're never gonna get close to him. However, because it's fast and because it's high, if you happen to duck it, it will still be in the screen, so he's not gonna be able to throw another fireball as fast, and he's gonna be negative if you happen to duck it. And once you are close to him, this is a fireball that is high, but there is a hurt box extension around his feet, so you're gonna be able to attack him. So from the mid-range, ducking and then sweeping him if he had a higher fireball on screen, that is a great tactic. And a lot of other characters got moves that will simply fly under his high Tiger shot. For example, a Chun-Li standing heavy punch that will go under the high Tiger shot. Ed with his kill rush forward, his command dash will go under it as well. So that obviously is character specific, and many characters got slide like moves that could just duck and then slide punish him. So yeah, these shots are not free. So more likely than not, the Sagat will try to use the low Tiger shots instead. But the thing with the low Tiger shot is that they got really bad frame data. These are 50 total frames. In comparisons, Akuma's fireballs are 46 frames. They are a lot better. Man, Akuma is always winning. Because the frame data on the low fireball is so bad and the travel speed is really fast, more often than not, if you happen to block it, he doesn't have that much frame advantage, meaning that you can simply walk forward and poke him, you can jump at him if he attempted another fireball. The situation really isn't great. And as always, many of the typical Street Fighter players will try to go for like a normal into a fireball on block. He's not gonna go for the high because most people down back, it's gonna whiff, he's gonna get punished. So he's gonna go for a normal into the low Tiger shot. But this one is -7 on block, meaning that a good portion of the roster can punish this move in a block string. So what is probably gonna happen, how this character is gonna develop and how people are gonna play him, is they're gonna try to play the mid-range with Sagat. Use his pokes like standing heavy punch, standing medium kick, crouching heavy punch, and use his kind of tall limbs and long range to control space. And although I really don't like to give this advice, but in Sagat's case, it is kind of viable. Go for drive impact sometime, because the thing with Sagat is many of his longer range moves like standing heavy punch and standing medium kick are really susceptible to DI, so it's not that bad idea. And even if he's throwing around like Tiger knees, that also is susceptible to DI because he can't super cancel off of it. So it's not that bad of an idea against him, but obviously it does carry some risk. So I know it haven't been like a super cheerful video so far, but hey, I'm trying to help you. I got you not 1 but 2 Emma Frosts to join us for this video. So I think the least you could do is, if you haven't, subscribed already, please subscribe. And who knows, maybe we'll get to see like even more Emma Frosts in the future. Now the thing with Sagat is that many of his pokes lead to target combo, like the heavy punch and the medium kick. But these target combos are also extremely unsafe. The heavy punch, heavy kick target combo is -12, so many of the characters can get like heavy punches on him, and the medium kick, heavy heavy kick target combo is -8, so if you happen to block it, go for the proper punish. The risk reward is incredibly in your favor unless the Sagat correctly confirmed. Another interesting aspect to Sagat is that his heavies are on the slower end. His crouching heavy kick, the sweep, is 11 frame startup, and the crouching heavy punch is 11 frame startup as well. This means that Sagat doesn't really have good ways to punish safer sweeps, and he doesn't have like a cancelable crouching medium kick. So a safer sweep that is better than -11 is gonna be really hard for Sagat to punish. Something like Chun-Li's sweep, something like Luke's sweep, even Honda, they can really play that game where they can sweep Sagat, and it's really hard for him to get a punish on them, at least like a meaningful punish, and can lead to some pretty interesting spacing traps. And I think that in general Sagat's pokes are too fair. Like his standing heavy punch is very easy to whiff punish, 43 total frames, and the hurt box extension is quite big, so it is easier to whiff punish. His crouching heavy punch, which is probably like his best move, that one also got like a really lingering hurt box, making it easier to whiff punish. And the thing about it is that he recovers in a crouching position, whilst like a Shoto standing heavy punch leaves him standing. Because Sagat is crouching, the combos that you can get on him are even better, so you're getting even like more damage on his most prominent poke, the ones that could lead to like really good stuff. So that also is like a downside to him. And I think in general his non-cancelable pokes also are like kind of like low reward. Like the target combos lead to knockdowns, sure that's great, but he doesn't get like huge things on a punish counter, unlike other characters like DJ, like Terry with like standing heavy kicks that could lead to full combos, Elena. Many other characters can get like way more on a really good footsie's punish counter conversion. So I feel like the risk reward is not that much in favor of Sagat, although he does have like longer range than the average character. Another thing with Sagat is that his far range anti-airs are really on the slower end, so I suspect that moves like a far range Akuma aerial fireball will be pretty difficult for Sagat to deal with because of the speed of his uppercut. Akuma will be able to land and block them. Man, Akuma is always winning. I suspect that dive kicks and such are also gonna be like kinda tricky for him because his far ranger anti-airs are kinda spotty. But Sagat do have a really powerful card up his sleeve, that is the Tiger Knee! And Tiger Knee is kinda cracked in this game. If the Tiger Knee is spaced so that it's hitting like at the tip, the move is gonna be plus on block, right? And depending on the version, he could be in throw range. As a general tip I can give you about Tiger Knee is to stand, block it. If you're crouch blocking it, it's always gonna have better frame data, and the heavy kick version, even if he's doing it point blank and you're crouching, he's gonna be plus on block. So always try to stand up and block it to avoid him having plus frames. But let's say that in the neutral or from a distance he's going for Tiger Knees. Typically he's gonna go for the light Tiger Knee or the medium Tiger Knee, because these are the ones that are realistically fast to be usable in matches. The light Tiger Knee, if you happen to block it, it will always push him out of the throw range. Sagat can never throw you immediately after blocking a light kick Tiger Knee. The medium kick Tiger Knee, on the other hand, will leave Sagat in throw range. So this is something that you got to keep in mind. Now, how do you differentiate between the light kick and the medium kick version? With the light kick, he will say knee, knee, knee. While with the medium kick version, he's gonna say Tiger Knee. Just with any other similar move, the screen will shake to let you know when Sagat is plus. Now this move is flat out good and have many versions that are viable from different ranges, so I can't sit there and tell you you're never gonna have to block or deal with it. It's good. I know some players will try to neutral jump to kind of bait it, like say like an M Bison Scissors, but that's a really bad idea because the move does have like a higher hitbox, so it can catch you if you're trying to jump, and Sagat has a forward heavy kick, which if he catches you can lead to a ton of damage and a ton of ass clapping. Bam, bam, bam. As that's bad. That's really bad for you. And obviously we still have to talk about the Tiger Jinrai. And Tiger Jinrai for Sagat is a very interesting move. Obviously it got different strengths, light, medium. If he does the light or the medium, the initial knee is -5 on block. However, if he does the heavy version, the heavy is only -3. How do you know it's the heavy? If you can't tell by the startup, the heavy one have like 2 hits. He would actually hit twice with it. Anyways, once you got past the initial activation part, the follow-ups, they are all kind of the same, right? So the first follow-up is the forward light kick, which is the overhead, and this one is a real frame trap. If you happen to block any of the versions, the overhead will beat your reversal jab. And this is a really fast overhead. You can't block it in reaction because it's 15 frame startup. In comparison, the medium kick overhead from Ken's Jinrai is 18 frame startup, so this one is substantially faster. And if you compare it to like regular overheads, they are 20 plus frames. This one is 15, so it's insanely fast in comparison. This one I don't think you can block it on reaction. The best option to deal with the Tiger Jinrai mix-ups is to fuzzy crouch jab. What I'm saying is block for a couple of frames and then press your crouching jab, don't reversal time it. Now, is this completely safe? Absolutely not, because Sagat can delay the overhead version, can delay like the overhead follow-up, and he can catch you, right? So it's not totally safe. But the good thing about it is that even if you got hit, it's not such a big deal, it's just a knockdown. But if he does it immediately, the overhead is -5, so you get a punish on him. And if he committed to the medium kick or the heavy kick, they will, the medium kick will go over your head, so you're gonna get a punish. And the heavy kick, it's too slow for him to like be really using it like that, right? If you're doing like standing jab, you can get caught by the medium kick or the heavy kick version, so always go for the crouching jab. Even if it's not your 4-framer, it's always better to go for the crouching jab in this instance. The only downside obviously is that you're not gonna punish the initial part because you're going for a delay jab, but I think overall like that is the safest way to deal with this mix. Now you can go for an EXDP, an EX uppercut, and that will beat all of the different follow-ups, but remember that the initial part itself is -5 at worst, which doesn't get punished by the EXDP, so that is a big risk. Another universal option you can try to use is obviously going for the drive impact, and the drive impact will beat the light kick overhead and the heavy kick version follow-ups, but it's not gonna beat the medium kick follow-up. He's gonna be able to use it, recover in time, and drive impact you back. And this special in general is super cancelable, so if you have level 3, he can cancel it into super and punish you. So I really don't recommend drive impacting at all. I think delaying crouch jab is probably like the smartest and safest option against this special, all things considered. Now just a couple of important tips to know about Sagat is that he does have a level 1 super that is invincible, but it is slow at 12 frames, which means that if you happen to get Sagat in burnout, he is much more susceptible to pressure compared to other characters because of the slow reversal super. So you're gonna be able to get away with like a lot of stuff against him. Another thing about him is that he does have a corner throw loop, but this is a corner throw loop that requires drive rush. If Sagat is doing a grab and then dashing forward regularly, he's gonna be -2, so make sure to take back your turn. Overall, I do think Sagat is a very fair character. I think the strongest thing about him is absolutely the Tiger Knee, which can be pretty annoying, and his normals have good range, but they are whiff punishable. They're not that rewarding compared to the reward you would get if you happen to whiff punish him. So overall, I think he's pretty fair character, and obviously he's gonna develop as well, and maybe we're gonna go for like another tips on videos on Sagat if that happens. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment, it helps the channel so much. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe.